One day I will set up the camera before I start talking. Today is not that day. Today, probably the next 4 days, 5 days. The fact that I think I can do this in 5 days is next level delusion, but I am revising my book right now and I need to turn in Act 2, Part 2 to my critique partners on Monday. I make the rules, but hopefully Monday. And it is currently Thursday. This morning, I looked at what I have to do for Act 2, Part 2, and I have to write 5 scenes and then edit from the beginning of Act 2, Part 2 to the end of Act 2, Part 2, which is about 11 chapters. So delusional of me. Yeah, so that's the plan. That's what we're here to do. But the scenes I have to write, it's not like they're, well, no, they are new. My plan is to dictate and edit those 5 scenes, which some of them are very small. Some of them are like scenes inside of chapters, like maybe 500 word scenes. Maybe some of them are bigger and juicier and will take a long time, but it's fine. My hope is to do all the new scene writing today and tomorrow, and maybe a little bit on Saturday. But I would like to start the read through Saturday so that I have Saturday and Sunday and Monday to edit through those 10 chapters. Because when I say read through, I'm line editing. But it's not that I'm just line editing for grammar, I'm line editing for tone and for like flow and consistency. So it still is more in the revision category than it is the editing category. Not that the difference between, I mean, there is a difference, but I think some people use the word editing where I would use the word revising and vice versa, but it's all just a mystery. Anyway, so that's what we're doing. I don't know. I think I can do it. I'm also trying to outline I'm trying to brainstorm a book for November because I still have all of Act 3 after this to edit in this way, and the rate I'm going, like, there's so much to do. There's so much in the book, and I'm like, what have I even been doing for the last months? Because I started doing this revision I finished draft 2 in June, and then July I read through and I annotated, and then I made a revision checklist, and then I needed to think through the whole plot again. So then I broke down the whole plot on my whiteboard, and then I figured out, okay, now knowing what actually happens in the book, how do I actually make that happen? And then I made 18 checklists, and then I wrote 5 new scenes that I knew would go in the book, but really they were only the new scenes for the first half of the book. Now I have all these other new scenes to write. I feel like I just started actually revising on the page in September, which I don't know where have these months gone? I don't know. Let's get the emotional songs out here. No more peaceful piano. Let's go for trauma and pain. Okay. It's Sunday morning, it's 9:15, we're 9:14, and let me show you what my plan is for the day. Yesterday I ended up really not writing in this section. I ended up brainstorming a new book and making that video and then beta reading, so what are you gonna do? Anyway, these are the plans for today. From 9:15 to 10, which is right now, hoping to get through 23 and 25. I'm on to the rereading now, and then you can see. So 10 to 10:40, 26 to 28, and then I'm gone from 11 to 1. So then 11:15 to 2, or I'm sorry, 1:15 to 2, getting another 3 chapters, and then 2:15 to 3, getting another 2 chapters. This is, I have not started, like, chapter 23 is the start of this reread. This is based on the pace that I was doing Act 2, Part 1, which is probably not accurate, so I will, like, reevaluate, so to speak. I will just reevaluate, frankly, after the first 2 sprints, because honestly, this section is going to be a journey to get through. Act 2, Part 2, it always is. It always is. Let's get to it. LOL. So it's been 45 minutes and I got through 1 chapter. So the pace might be a little slower. The chapter lengths are all over the place, so I'm not too concerned. I'm dead inside. In other news, hi, welcome. It's about 4:30 and I wrote for like 40 minutes this morning. Got through an amount of chapter 4, most of it. I think I'm on like the last sentence, but I kind of want to go back and change them or add some things in. I'm feeling very overwhelmed because tomorrow we're meeting again to swap more pages. I mean, it's not going to be done by then, but like, that's fine. Like I can send it a little bit later in the week, but and I just had kind of been hoping to be further along at this point in the week, but we are where we are. So I'm letting go of that. I've made a little bit of a schedule based on how long it actually took. So it actually ended up taking 40 minutes to get through 1 chapter. So to be safe, I'm going to budget for that. Budget as in money, but you know what I mean. So from 4, it was supposed to be 4 to 4:45, but it's now 4:30. So 4:30 to 5, I'm going to try to finish up chapter 24 and get into chapter 25. And then from 5:15 to 6, I want to do chapter 25. From 6:15 to 7, I want to do chapter 26. And then from 7:15 to 8, I want to do chapter 20. 1 chapter per 45 minutes is the goal. I'm thinking I might be able to do more than that, which is not the end of the section. I actually need to look and figure out when the end of the section is. I think it's chapter like 33 or 34. And frankly, there's a lot of work in rewriting that needs to happen. But honestly, I'm just feeling really low energy. But I was feeling this way yesterday too. It's just where I am in my cycle right now. But like, I know I can just like set a chill vibe and write for a few hours. I can set up the vibes in a way where it will like feel like a cozy writing night with less pressure, even though there is kind of a lot of pressure because I have to give this to people soon.
We'll look to the mountains. We don't care if it's only a dream. Nothing is really what it seems anyway. Now little by little, in the twilight's gentle flow, in the dance of fading light we grow. And all of the warnings You say you're tired, so am I. But without you, I'm lost. I'm lost.
All right. I don't know when the last time I talked to you was. And frankly, I don't care. I need to finish this act. Welcome to my office. It is not going well. Here are things that I have done today instead of write the book. This is going to tell you where we are. Gone to the bank of my own free will. Of my own free will. It was not urgent. Went to the post office. Ladies and gentlemen, the next one, I scheduled a pap smear. I know. Very important, please get one. But that I did that instead of this. If anybody was wondering how it's going, I have just spent 20 minutes crying over Dancing with the Stars edits. I don't know. It's not going well. And then there were the voice edits after that, and I just cry every time someone turns around on the voice. It's Wednesday now. I'm on chapter, I don't know, 27? How am I still on chapter 27? It's more like I had to move some things around, so I think technically it's 29 legally, but the end of this section is chapter 33, which is 6 more chapters. I think that the next few chapters are fine, and then like the last 2 chapters, no they're not. I think I actually need to go look at the big board. Okay, pause while I go look at the big board. Honestly, once we get into Act 3, it'll be fine. I keep saying that and it keeps being worse every time. But once we get into Act 3, it's mostly solid. It's just this mess. Me and the big board. Oh, if you're new, I've gotten quite a few people in the last couple weeks. Here is the big board, the big boy. I have a video where actually it's like 2 months worth of videos where I'm putting this together. It's essentially, most of this information is actually outdated now, but it's fine. It's essentially the timeline of events from 6 different POVs, just kind of explaining like what is going on. And I remember like most of the big changes and the big scary edits. They're not even edits, really. It's more of the like clarifying mental gymnastics. That's what we can call it. The clarifying mental gymnastics happens in this section. So I'm just gonna take a moment, read this. Hi, I've been on TikTok for 5 minutes, and in that time, actually, I lied, it's been 37, but in that time, I've learned that beloved One Direction star Liam Payne is apparently fell off a balcony and died, and that there's nuclear explosives. Well, I mean, we all knew that they were somewhere. I was just reminded of the existence, and then I saw this horrible story that I'm not even going to tell you about because it's so sad. So now that I've learned all that, I'm gonna just write my book, allegedly. I've got my favorite song, Elegy in C minor, playing. Who wrote this? All right, everyone, and a shock to absolutely nobody. It is Friday. I'm on chapter 29. I was supposed to have this in on, I don't know, Tuesday. It's fine. Everything's made up. There are no rules. Chapter 29 is currently 4,800 words, and also my camera's dead, but also it's an amalgamation of like one new scene that's half edited and half just dictated slop, and then there's like half of another scene that used to be chapter 26, but now no longer worked in 26, and I think I might end up just deleting all of it, but there might be information in there that because I'm deleting it, I need to put it somewhere else. But it's 4,800 words, which is like so many pages. I have a car coming to pick me up. That sounds like I'm going into witness protection. No, I'm leaving town at noon, and true, I have all weekend to write, but I need to start doing Act 3, because Act 3 is supposed to. I'm also outlining a whole new book. Don't talk to me. Okay, so once I get through that, I honestly think it's gonna take, I'm gonna try to take 25 minutes to organize it, and then another probably 40 at this point to read through it and edit through it. I think, like, honestly, the dictated scene though was where I wanted it to go, but I also wrote it before reading, so I don't know. Then 30, I think stays mostly the same, but then 31 is also a new scene that has not been edited. Okay, well, probably should get to work. Hey, so it's Friday night. I am in a different city, undisclosed. I am traveling with my friend Cameron, who is doing a chess tournament for 3 days. And I'm kind of helping running her stream. But the good thing about this is she has 1 game tonight, 2 games tomorrow, and I think 2 games on Sunday. That would make sense. And they're each 90 minutes for each player. So the good thing is I can't really leave the premises of this hotel in those times. So I have to, like, and I'm gonna use those as like writing sprints, because she's gonna be out there thinking for 2 hours, and I am also gonna be in here thinking. Also this morning I decided to impromptu go live, and it actually went super well, slaying the game. It did take 2 hours to do chapter 39, or 29. I wish we were on chapter 39, let me tell you. I'm on chapter 30, and I kind of talked through the rest of the book with my friend, who also, she writes as well. So, and we've been CPs for each other for a while, so it's just kind of nice to talk through that stuff. And I feel like I have a really good grasp on what happens in the rest of this book, but do I think that it's reflected on the page? No. But what's gonna kind of happen in this next section is I think there's gonna be more chapters than I thought. Like, I think we're probably gonna go through like 36 or 37, and I'm gonna, they're gonna be small chapters. They're gonna be like less than 1,000 words, I think. I'm not quite sure until we write them, but they'll kind of go back and forth. I could maybe finish Act 2, Part 2 tonight. I'm gonna see how far I am into. Anyway, that's what we're gonna do. So let's get going. Hi, Hotel Alyssa coming to you live. Well, not live at all. Very delayed. So it's Saturday night. I've been writing quite a bit today. Probably 3 hours, probably. So shockingly enough, I'm still on chapter 30, but listen, I'm not actually. I edited through chapter 31, which took a full hour and a half because it was like 4 different scenes combined somehow. That took so long. The problem is when I wrote the scenes at the beginning of this vlog actually, which was like 2 weeks ago now. When I originally wrote the scenes that I dictated them, I didn't actually read through what was already there first. And so what ended up happening is I kind of ended up making these alternative scenes to scenes that were already there, but I had forgotten about. But also, like, I like what the new scenes do. Like, there's definitely pieces of the new scenes that need to be there, but they kind of replicate the scenes that are already there, but I like this, I don't know. So it's kind of like I have to combine all these new scenes with the ones that already exist, but it's all just like dictated chunks, and it's like really messing with my head. And so I'm on chapter 31, or I just edited through chapter 31, but chapter 30 is one of those scenes where I have to take, where it's like there's like 800 words of an original thing, and then like I wrote this other scene in the other POV that has parts of the scene in it. Like she's watching through a video camera of what's happening in the scene that's there, but I want to cut the whole she's watching through the video camera thing. Like I don't need that. I need it to just happen in his POV. And so I just need to take some dialogue from the originals, from the new scene into the old scene. This is all gibberish. I need to do that to chapter 30, and the problem is it's only 900 words, and it's gonna be around 600 words, I think, when I'm done editing it, and I don't think that's long enough, but I don't have like the mental, I'm like not in a drafting state right now. I don't feel like I can just like write 1,000 words right now. Like I'm in editing mode. Anyway, so there's that scene. Then 31, which I think is mostly good. Then 32, which I think is gonna be a short scene, honestly, but it is also an amalgam. It's like a previous dictated scene, but also sort of a scene that already exists, but also it needs to be something different. It's like I don't know. It doesn't need to be a super long scene. I think I'm in this mindset of like every scene needs to be at least 1,000 words, but that's like actually not true, especially at this stage of the game. In this part of the book, like I want it to actually move faster right now. So I think it's okay if it like jump. The problem is, then we get to 33, which is a mess. Chapter 33 is only 300 words and it's essentially a new scene. But I guess we have to do it. I'm dead inside.